Bordeaux Simplified, left bank versus right bank. Bordeaux is one of the most famous wine regions in the world, but for a beginner, it can also feel intimidating. There are dozens of appellations, centuries of tradition, and bottles that range from affordable table wine to some of the most expensive in the world. But at its heart, Bordeaux is about two banks, the left bank and the right bank. Once you understand the difference between them, Bordeaux becomes much easier to navigate. So let's break it down in a way that helps you know what to expect in the glass, what to look for on a label, and which style you'll probably enjoy most. First, what makes Bordeaux so special? The region sits in southwest France, where the Dordogne and Garonne rivers meet to form the Gironde estuary. Those rivers are important because they divide the vineyards into two broad areas, the left bank to the west and south, and the right bank to the east and north. The soil, climate, and traditions are different on each side, and that's what shapes the wines. Let's start with the left bank. When you see Bordeaux from the left bank, think Cabernet Sauvignon. That's the dominant grape here. The gravel soils on this side drain well and hold heat, which helps Cabernet ripen fully. Cabernet Sauvignon brings power, tannin, and structure to the wines. You'll often see it blended with Merlot and smaller amounts of Cabernet Franc, Malbec, or Petit Verdot, but Cabernet is the star. What does that mean in your glass? Left bank wines are bold, structured, and age-worthy. Smell them, and you'll often find blackcurrant, blackberry, and plum, along with notes of cedar, tobacco, and graphite. Taste them, and you'll notice firm tannins that grip your mouth, high acidity that makes the wine feel fresh, and a long finish with layers of dark fruit and earthy complexity. Young left bank wines can feel tight and powerful, but with age, they soften and develop flavors of leather, cigar box, and dried fruit. Some of the most famous left bank regions include Médoc, Haut-Médoc, Pauillac, Margaux, and Saint-Julien. These are the names you'll see on labels. If you hear about classified growths or Grand Cru class wines, those are usually from the left bank. They're the prestigious, often very expensive wines. But don't worry, there are also plenty of affordable left bank bottles labeled just as Médoc or Haut-Médoc that still give you that classic Cabernet-driven style. Now let's move to the right bank. Here, the soils are richer in clay and limestone, and the climate favors Merlot. That means Merlot takes center stage, often blended with Cabernet Franc. Cabernet Sauvignon plays a much smaller role here. What does that mean in your glass? Right bank wines are softer, rounder, and more approachable than the left bank. Smell them, and you'll often find red fruits like plum, cherry, and raspberry, mixed with floral and herbal notes from Cabernet Franc. Taste them, and you'll notice smoother tannins, a rounder mouthfeel, and flavors that feel plush and velvety compared to the firm structure of the left bank. Right bank wines are often enjoyable younger, though the best examples still age beautifully. The most famous right bank regions are Saint-Émilion and Pomerol. Saint-Émilion wines are elegant and aromatic, with red fruit, spice, and a silky texture. Pomerol wines are some of the most luxurious in the world, often richer and more concentrated, with notes of plum, chocolate, and truffle. At the top end, they're among the most sought-after wines globally. But just like the left bank, you'll also find affordable right bank bottles labeled simply as Bordeaux or Bordeaux Supérieur that still carry that softer, Merlot-driven style. So how do you know which side you'll enjoy more? Think about your preferences. If you like wines that are bold, structured, and powerful, with dark fruit, firm tannins, and flavors that unfold slowly, you'll probably prefer the left bank. These wines often appeal to people who enjoy Cabernet Sauvignon from places like Napa Valley or Chile. If you like wines that are softer, rounder, and more approachable, with red fruit, floral aromas, and a velvety feel, you'll probably prefer the right bank. These wines often appeal to people who enjoy Merlot or plush red blends from California or Washington. Let's talk food pairings. Left bank Bordeaux, with its firm tannins and structure, pairs beautifully with rich, fatty meats. Think steak, roast beef, or lamb. The tannins cut through the fat, and the flavors complement each other. It also works well with hard cheeses like aged cheddar or Comte. Right bank Bordeaux, with its softer texture, pairs well with slightly lighter dishes. Roasted chicken, pork tenderloin, mushroom risotto, or creamy pastas all work beautifully. It's also a great wine for charcuterie boards, where its fruitiness balances salty, savory flavors. Spotting the difference in a blind tasting comes down to the fruit and structure. If the wine smells of blackcurrant, cedar, and tobacco, with firm tannins and a long, powerful finish, it's likely left bank. If it smells of plum, red cherry, and herbs, with a softer, rounder feel, it's likely right bank. When shopping, here's a quick tip. If the label says Médoc, Haut-Médoc, Pauillac, or Margaux, you're in left bank Cabernet territory. If it says Saint-Émilion or Pomerol, you're in right bank Merlot territory. If the label just says Bordeaux or Bordeaux Supérieur, it could be either style, but the price is usually friendly and the wines are good introductions. Here's the takeaway. Bordeaux doesn't have to be intimidating. Think of it as two families. The left bank, led by Cabernet Sauvignon, bold and structured, and the right bank, led by Merlot, soft and approachable. Once you know which family matches your taste, you can explore Bordeaux with confidence. So the next time you pour a glass, notice the color, deep ruby for both sides. Smell the fruit, blackcurrant and cedar for the left bank, plum and herbs for the right. Taste the structure, firm and tannic on the left, round and velvety on the right. That's Bordeaux Simplified, and that's your guide to choosing between the left bank and the right bank.